What's going on, everybody? What is going on? Hope y'all can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. Hold on right quick. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. I need to share the stream out too. Sorry about I was a little bit late. I had to take a nap. Still a little bit tired from my trip. But I'm up. I'm up now. Well, I hope everybody is doing great. I know it's kind of weird seeing me do a live stream on a Sunday, but I just wanted to come on here and briefly, talk about how my trip was. As y'all know, or those of you who did not know, I went to LA for the first time on my birthday last week, and it's my first time going to LA or California, period, ever. See, who do we got in here? Hack Sign, the Prince of Paraphernalia, Black Trevor Mafia, Black Rage, Goku 215, Ram Moss, Vulcan 2054, Daisy, 6 zeros. Yvette Chris Coburn, Janesta. You have quite a bit, to talk about with my trip, but I want to wait until some more people come in here before I actually really get into it. If y'all have not done so already, please go ahead and like the stream. Go ahead and share the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. And there's also some things I'm going to announce at the end of the stream as well, as far as my upload schedule going forward with the channel. And last week, I guess you can say was a test run, and I think it actually worked. So let's see. Just waiting for a few more people to come in. You know how we usually do it. We wait for about a good 10 minutes. Probably go to about 3, maybe start around 3:15. So I get about 3 more minutes. Oh, yes, I'm glad you said that, Janesta. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that's in the chat. I don't think there's that many women in here right now. I only see 2. Well, if y'all are mothers, happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, grandmothers, sisters, female cousins, aunts, so on and so forth. But yeah, I just got back home yesterday after being in California and LA for a week. It's crazy to believe how fast time flies. I literally left out a week ago today. I actually would have been there right now. A week ago today, I would have been there right now, or just getting there. Janesta, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna save that for my live stream. I'm gonna save that up for my live stream. I'm not gonna do that as a pre-recorded video. As a matter of fact, where I was at this past Friday, that was actually a topic on a stream on the channel that I was a part of. But I'm gonna get into all of that in a little bit. Okay, it is 3:14. Give it about 1 more minute, and we're gonna be good to go. Let me go ahead and let me share this on Discord. Hold up, y'all. I'm almost finished sharing it out with as many as I possibly can. I know it's gonna probably not be a lot of people present today because it is Mother's Day, so I know some people are out there with their mothers, and it is still relatively early. But it is what it is. They'll catch the playback. Okay, so let's see who else do we have in here. Jane, Mickey Briggs, Wadner. No, I did not hear about that. That is my first time hearing that. But I think it's dope. That's one of my favorite female R&B groups ever. Haxon, Michael M, Renee Dalton, Yvette. I'm not in LA right now, Yvette, but I'll get into that because like I said, I just came back yesterday, so I'm home now. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and now get into it. So I'm on here to really talk about and recap my LA trip. Many of you probably knew or didn't know that I was always planning on going to LA for a few months. It was a trip that I had planned for myself back in October of last year. I said I want to go to LA so bad this upcoming year. So through my cousin, because she does travel stuff and whatnot with her little business, I was able to book almost like a bundle deal to go to LA, rental, flight, and rental, flight, hotel, and that was it. Had a pretty decent deal with that. Flew out on Sunday of last week. It was about a 5.5 hour flight, nonstop. Thank God, because I didn't feel like having to deal with the layover. And I did experience some turbulence going out there. So, it is what it is. That's like probably one of the scariest parts of flying is dealing with that turbulence. But we made it, landed in LA about 11:20 their time, which of course is about 2:20 my time. And it did take a little bit of adjustment getting used to the time and whatnot, but I found a way to adjust. But a week is not a long time to really adjust to that particular to that time. So I got there, and I got in contact with the people that I was going to be pretty much chilling with the entire week. And one of the first things I did after getting my rental and going to where the hotel is that I was staying at, which was in Monterey Park. Monterey Park, in case y'all didn't know, that's more like East LA, going towards Pasadena, which for me was about a good 30, maybe almost 40-minute drive from the airport. And the good thing is about traveling on that particular Sunday, it wasn't a lot of traffic during the time in which I was driving out there. Now, had this been like a regular day, it would have been traffic, and I'm gonna get into dealing with LA traffic. But yeah, I stayed in Monterey Park, which, like I said, is East LA, close to Pasadena. Now out there, it is a lot of Asians and Mexicans. I'm gonna say out. I'm gonna put it like that. It is a lot of Asians and Mexicans in Monterey Park. Now, like I said, I didn't book. Like I said, I didn't put all of this together. Like I said, this is my first time going. But I'm gonna put it like this: the next time that I do plan on going to LA, I'm gonna probably try to stay more so in West LA. Probably try to stay more in West LA the next time I go out there. So I went out there, just pretty much went out there and just kind of relaxed because it was a travel day for me. I really didn't feel like doing anything. I was still, just kind of tired and whatnot. But I said the first thing that I wanted to do out there was to go to In-N-Out. So there was two In-N-Outs out there in the area in which I was in. One was closer to me, the other one was a little bit further. So I went to the first In-N-Out and said, "Oh my God, this line is ridiculously long." The In-N-Out line, it's like In-N-Out is king out there as far as those kind of fast food, that a kind of a fast food spot. But that line was literally, the one that I went to was literally wrapped out of the parking lot, the drive-through line out of the parking lot and onto the curb on the side. Literally, they had to make a makeshift drive-through line because they didn't have a solid one. So the little drive-through line was cut like literally like a maze over their parking lot. And I said, this line is too long. I put in the GPS and said, let me go see if I can find another In-N-Out. So I drove down a little bit further and found another In-N-Out, and that line was just as long. I said, okay, so it's clear that I'm not going to find any around here where there is no line. So let me just go ahead and get in this line. The line that, I just waited actually went pretty fast, actually. It was about 10 minutes. It was about a 10-minute wait. So I ended up ordering I got a double with everything on it, animal style fries and a strawberry shake. That's all I got. Went back to the hotel, ate it, and like pretty much went to sleep. Because like I said, I was just hungry and tired. Now, like I said, when I'm hungry, like starving, I started to get a headache. So imagine you're talking about someone who just took a multi-state travel flight, hungry, tired, headache. At this point, it's like, yeah, it's just time to eat and for me to go to sleep. And that's pretty much all I did for my first day. Now, when it came to my second day, and shout out to everybody who's still coming into the room. Now I'm looking at some of the comments right here. Let's see. Mr. Riz, did you go to one in Culver City? No, I was not in Culver City. I was not in Culver City. DT said, I'm from Cali, bro. In-N-Out line, fast as shit. Popeyes no line, 30-minute wait. Just reading through some of the comments before I go on with more of my story. You said, did I go to Disneyland? No, I did not go to any theme parks, but I said that the next time I go out to LA, I do plan on wanting to go out to, go to the theme parks and whatnot. This is my first time really going. So I know I couldn't cram everything into a week, so I tried to cover as much ground as I possibly could into 1 week. So the next day, which is Monday, I ended up finding, thank God, I found a Planet Fitness that was near me so I could get some kind of a workout in, even though it's not the type of workout I really wanted to do because I wasn't with my trainer, which I cannot wait to get back into the gym with. And let me tell you, after all the stuff that I ate this week, I have to go on a detox. And that detox starts tomorrow. I'm doing a 2-day liquid juice detox tomorrow and Tuesday. Then I got some fruits that was going to kind of move me back into the solid foods, and that's going to go for the rest of this week. So it's going to be this juice detox for 2 days, water and fruit this week, and then I'll get back into the solid foods starting next week, because that's basically how detox got to go, because I got to cleanse all this stuff out of my system. I know I gained some unnecessary weight being out there this week, and it's to be expected. It is what it is. So on Monday, I ended up linking with some people that I know. Some of you probably are familiar with Jody's Corner, and shout out to him. If y'all didn't know, he was the one that I collabed with the Doctor Strange movie review on Friday. Well, we recorded the video Thursday, but it went up on my channel Friday because we saw the movie Thursday. But I'm gonna get into all to that because I don't want to jump ahead or anything like that. But I ended up going to his studio that he has where he does his live stream from every Monday and Friday weekly. and just pretty much hung out there pretty much for the rest of the day. That's like pretty much where I stayed at for the rest of the day. Now that was out in West LA. Now before I actually got there, I was still I was hungry, some more because of the next day, and I ended up going to Roscoe's, chicken and waffles for the first time. I had got some chicken tenders and a waffle. Just kept it real simple. Didn't get anything extra. I just wanted to try it out for myself and see what that was all about. Tore it up. But I didn't want to get anything too heavy or anything like that because I knew that we was going to go live a little bit later, and I didn't want to catch the itis and just be knocked out on his couch or whatever before we actually got the show started, which was a few hours later. So, went there, just chilled. Ended up, fast forwarding a little bit, getting through all the fluff. Did the show, did the stream, and it was a very good show. It was a very good stream. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be a part of the first stream that we did on that first day because he did end up, getting a little under the weather, I should say, a couple days prior. So under precaution, he was just staying away until everything was on the up and up, which of course it did turn out, good for him, more so on Wednesday. Wanda said, did I meet any celebs at Roscoe's? No, I did not meet any celebs at Roscoe's. I did not. So on Monday, we just did the stream, did the show, got everybody acclimated to who I am, because we only talk to each other via computer on the screen, virtually, however you want to put it, or the contributions I gave to that particular show every single week. Got the people who are watching the stream every week used to seeing my face because a lot of times, I don't show my face like that, and got them used to seeing me in person in that studio. And it was a pretty chill stream, pretty much from beginning all the way to the end. Then after that on Tuesday, now Tuesday is where the fun really, really begins. Tuesday is where the adventure really starts to take off. So on Tuesday was the day where I pretty much became a tourist. I became a tourist of all parts of LA. Now, some of you probably have seen pictures that I posted up on my community tab. I didn't post everything, but if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you will have seen those pictures that I had that were taken of me or I took myself in various parts of LA. So the first thing that I can remember doing is going out to Ladera Heights. Now, Ladera Heights is an area, or at least the living quarters there are very nice. And that is where a lot of Black, well-to-do people live at, is in Ladera Heights. Those homes are gorgeous. Those homes are beautiful. And in California, you're going to find that there are a lot of homes in the LA area that are in the hills. Like they're in a lot of hills. Like there's a lot of ups and there's a lot of downs in LA. And I think majority of California is like that too. It's not a lot of flat land in Ladera Heights. And one thing I've noticed too about LA is those who live in LA, y'all have a lot of 7-Elevens. Y'all have a lot of 7-Elevens out in LA. Too many, as a matter of fact. Literally, I was like, when I was riding around with the people who were showing me around, I was like, there's a 7-Eleven there, 7-Eleven here, 7-Eleven here, 7-Eleven. It's like they're everywhere. They are everywhere. So yeah, but I just wanted to point that out. Went to Ladera Heights and, just rode around there. It's such an inspiration to see, Black people do great things and become so successful that they can live the way that they do, because they're not going to show that a lot on television. They're not, unfortunately. So we rode through the Ladera and Heights and everything like that, and then we drove down, and then that's when we went to the YouTube, what used to be the YouTube headquarters. It used to be the YouTube headquarters. Now, some of y'all who follow me on here saw the picture that was taken of me in front of the YouTube headquarters. That used to be where they were at. Used to be is the key word, because they are no longer there. They have moved since then. I think they said when the YouTube original started to come along, they needed more space, so they moved out of there, and now they're in another location. I'm not sure what the other location is. But the person who was working there said that at one time, like when they were there, you could come into the building if you had 10,000 subscribers or more. All you had to do was pull up your YouTube channel, show them what your subscribers was, and you could go in for. And if it says if you had 10,000 to like 99,000, you could get like an hour, like stay inside of the building, just walk around, do whatever. If you had $100,000 or more, then $100,000. If you had 100,000 subscribers or more, you could get 5 hours. So if they were open at the time, like how I'm describing it, I could have gave y'all a walkthrough of the inside of the YouTube headquarters. But because they're no longer there, I couldn't do it. But that just shows you right there, that's what the original YouTube headquarters was. Now, I didn't take a picture of this because I didn't know what this building was, but directly across the street, like literally right across the street, is a big black building, and that's the Google headquarters, which would make sense because Google does own YouTube. So they're right across the street from each other, and that is the current Google spot. Like they're not just there because they're in another location too. That is their headquarters right there. That is still very active. So you had the YouTube old headquarters on one side, and you had the Google headquarters on the other side, like literally right across the street from each other. So then after that, I'm trying to remember because, like I said, so much stuff happened. Uh, After that, we went to, like I said, we went all over LA. After that, that's when we went down to more of the projects or the hood areas, more so the Slauson area, because I said I wanted to go to the Marathon store. So we went to Slauson. We went and saw the Marathon store. Now, this Marathon store is gated up because honestly, I don't know why, but I could probably just imagine it is gated up. So I could not walk onto the park. I couldn't even walk onto the parking lot of where the Marathon store is. I could just only stand on the outside of it, take pictures. They had a lot of Nipsey murals. They had a lot of Nipsey murals out there, a lot of them. Then they had the Marathon store right there. They had the sign and everything just right in that region. Then we went across the street and took a picture in front of another mural. There's a lot of Nipsey murals in that area, as one would assume or one would guess. I'm getting to that event. I'm getting to that. Y'all are jumping ahead. Like, let me get to that. Let me get to it. So we did all of that, and then Yvette, they took me to the Slauson swap meet. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Slauson swap meet is like an indoor, I guess you could say like an indoor mall. It kind of, if y'all are familiar with New York, it reminds me of Canal Street, only on the inside though. It's an indoor Canal Street. You can find just about anything up in there. But the thing is, we got to the swap meet about a good 15 minutes before they were about to close. So I could not really do much of anything in there, but I did go in there because I did have to use the restroom. So I went in there, used the restroom. I was able to look around. It was like literally a quick look around because a lot of the gates on the different stores were closing. They were they're closing the curtains and whatnot. So next time that I go there, I would like to go and look at the Slauson swap meet while it is still active. But they were about to close. But I did go to the Slauson swap meet. I said, don't sleep on that swap meet. They had some nice stuff in there because I did want to get a hat. I did want to get because I saw that they had I think they had a Crenshaw hat or a Crenshaw beanie or something. I wanted that beanie or a snapback or something, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But I do plan on going back out there in the future. Harvey, you said that Doctor Strange made as in now $450 million. I was right on. Oh wow, are you serious? Are you kidding me? Listen, if that's true, when I get off this stream, I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna call Jody because I got his number. I got most of the leads number, and I'm gonna call him. That's crazy. And they told me that was wild to me to even make that assumption that it was gonna make that much money because they said I was out of my range. Sorry to get off topic, y'all, but I had to talk about this. They told me that I was out of pocket for having a number that high. And it went past that. That's crazy. Hold on, y'all. I gotta look this up right now. I gotta look this up. Hold on. I'm looking it up now. That's crazy. I'm gonna get back to it, y'all. I just gotta look this up right quick. And was this global? Wow. So it was. I can't believe I called that. I can't believe it. I just saw it. I just saw it, Harvey. Like I said, when I get off the stream, I'm gonna call him. But yeah, let me refocus myself. Let me go ahead and get back into the zone. Okay. So after we left the Slauson swap meet, we ended up getting something to eat because we were hungry. You know, a few hours had passed. So since then, oh, and I'm kind of jumping the gun a little bit. They also took me by SoFi Stadium, which that stadium is huge. In case y'all don't know what SoFi is where the Rams play at. That's where the Super Bowl was at. In case y'all didn't know, the SoFi Stadium is where the Rams play at, and that stadium is huge. It looks like one of them spaceships off of Independence Day. It is huge. Then right next to it, of course, is the Forum. The Forum is where the Lakers used to play at, but they don't play anymore. So all they have at the Forum is mainly concerts. As a matter of fact, they were having a concert there that night. I don't know who was performing, but they were having an event there that night. So that's where it is at the Forum was at. But let me keep going. After we left there, we went and got something to eat. Then we went to I wouldn't say it was downtown LA. I forgot what street that was, but it was in a nicer part. We ended up going to the Grove. In case y'all don't know what the Grove is basically this, I guess you can say this upscale shopping mall. It's like an outdoor mall that has stores, of course, that goes inside. We went past the Apple store. That Apple store is huge. I could not believe how high the ceiling was, even though it had mirrors on there. But I'm looking up like, does this thing ever end? I'm just literally looking up like, does this ceiling to this building to the store ever end? So we went to the Grove, you know, took some pictures there, looked around and whatnot. But they have a lot of stores there, but a lot of celebrities shop at the Grove. We didn't see any celebrities. I really didn't go out there to see any celebrities. I just was going out there to have a good time. If I just happened to run into any celebrities, then it was what it was. But I was just going out there just to sightsee, be a tourist, you know, new to the, you know, to the environment and see what that was like. So we went out to the Grove. After we left the Grove, then we went further down and then we went up into the hills. Now we went into the hills where there's a lot of nice homes up there. When I say nice homes, I'm talking about some of these people have garage doors that have reflections. I'm talking about some mirror-like garage doors. Like I've never seen garage doors look like that before until I was out there. But those streets are very, very narrow in the hills. So you got to like be on your shit when you're driving through there. You got to be real careful when you're driving through there because you might, if you drive too fast through there, you might end up in someone's home. It might have been the Hollywood Hills event. I'm not sure exactly. I forget what it was, but we do know it was some hills home. And it's like the more higher in the hills you get, the more nicer the homes get. Like these were some nice ass homes. No, not Baldwin Hills, Hacksign. I'm gonna get to Baldwin Hills, but it wasn't Baldwin Hills. I saw that in the daytime, but they were in the hills. I will say that it's a lot of home. It's a lot of hills in Cali, in LA. It's a lot of hills. So we went up there, just drove around, looked at some of the homes, and came back down. Then after we did that, we capped it off with going to Beverly Hills. If y'all see the thumbnail for this stream, that is when we were in Beverly Hills. We didn't go all the way into Beverly Hills. We went probably about 2.5 blocks into Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills streets are so freaking wide. They probably have some of the widest streets for a residential area that I have ever seen in my life. Like those streets are wide. You could probably get a good cardio just walking back and forth between one street, one sidewalk to the next in Beverly Hills because their streets, their lanes are so wide. They're not narrow at all. They are very wide. Their streets are very open and very clean too. But we drove up in there a little bit. I had saw some of the homes, and let me tell you, those homes do not look like the next one. So it's like you can have one home, then the next one next to it is not going to look the same as the previous one. You have some small ones and you have some big ones. But the thing is, even them small ones look nice, and I bet you that interior looks even more nice. But yeah, then we, like I said, we went to Beverly Hills, and after that, we was gonna go to the observatory, but we were all just tired. Like by that time, it was late, and we were just tired and just wanted to go to sleep. So after that, we went back to Ladera where I had parked my rental at, because they parked my rental and then I got a ride, and that's how I was able to get around. And then I parked in front of a Ralph's. I said Ralph's is very plentiful out there. That's y'all. I think that's like y'all main grocery store, like how we have out here with Safeway and Giant and stores like that. Ralph's is LA's main grocery store. I'm convinced. Mickey Brick says I did I show any pics to show the fam? Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can pull some stuff up. I don't know if I'm logged into my Facebook, because that's where most of the pictures would be at. Hold on. Oh, as fate would have it, it looks like I might be logged in. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and share my screen right quick. My eyes was closed on this one. That's not a good picture. My eyes was closed, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter to me. But this right here is the picture that I was talking about when I was in front of the YouTube building. This picture right here. That's when I was in front of the YouTube building. Let me see if I can find the other one. This is me in front of one of the Nipsey murals right here. That's when I was in Slauson. Let's see. There's the Forum right here. Here's SoFi Stadium right here. This is Beverly Hills right here. This is the picture y'all saw on the front of the thumbnail. This was one of the homes I took a picture of. This home really stuck out to me. This one right here in Beverly Hills. This home right here. That's another home right there. It's not, like I said, and here's me in front of Randy's. Yeah, I forgot. I went to Randy's. Randy's Donut. I had to see that big donut. This is Randy's Donut right here. The one, I think, near Inglewood, man. I think they have a whole variety of donuts. I can see why it's so popular in LA. But yep, this is me in front of the famous Randy's, the big donut, and this is me holding my first box of Randy's right here. But those are really all the pictures I have on there. The rest of them are on Instagram. But the thing is, they're wrapped up in like my Instagram story, so it's going to be kind of hard to like really retrieve those. So I'm pretty much going off of memory. So where was I at? I said, okay, I left off at Beverly Hills. So that was the last thing I did on that day. Now Wednesday, now it's to Wednesday, my birthday. It is now my birthday, Wednesday, May 4th. And this was yet another adventurous day. On this day, I went to this black-owned establishment called the Serving Spoon. It's a family-owned establishment. I forgot where exactly is. I think that one's over there near Ladera as well. And it's called Serving Spoon. And they give you a lot of food. Like I had got like this chicken club sandwich with the fries. They literally dumped a bunch of fries. I thought I was going to Five Guys at first. They dumped a bunch of fries on my plate to the point where it started to bury the sandwich underneath it. So I had to eat the fries just to get to the sandwich. But the food was good all in all. Went there and ate. Then that's when we went to Baldwin Hills. I know somebody was asking about Baldwin Hills earlier. Exactly, Yvette, on Centinela. Yeah, Yvette, you want to know all these locations that I'm talking about today. But yeah, after that, we went into Baldwin Hills. And Baldwin Hills, I could literally get lost in Baldwin Hills. Not because of how everything is structured, but just because of how nice it is out there. It is beautiful in Baldwin Hills, which of course many of y'all may know is known as the Black Beverly Hills. That's mainly where a lot of the black people live at, who like doctors, lawyers, attorneys, maybe some judges, hell, maybe some celebrities and athletes all live, like a lot of them live in Baldwin Hills. And going back to Ladera Heights a little bit, someone had gave me like a little fun fact about Ladera Heights. They said basically when the Lakers used to, when they back then used to stay in Ladera Heights because it was closer to the Forum, before what it's now not the Forum anymore, and now it's at the Staples Center. So that's why a lot of them don't live in Ladera Heights like that anymore, because it was just closer. So that someone had gave me that little fun fact. Then you said, did I get breakfast at the? You said get breakfast at the service spoon next time. I will keep that in mind. You said, did you go to Windsor Hills? I don't think I went to Windsor Hills. That doesn't sound familiar to me. So after we left Baldwin Hills, I ended up going to the beaches. So now we have gone from being in the city, in the busy. Now we're headed to the beach. I went to Venice Beach. Went to Venice Beach. Of course, White Man Can't Jump was famously shot on that basketball court. Went there, saw the people, skateboarding in the skateboard park, people rollerblading, all of that good stuff right there. It's a lot of crazies that stay at Venice Beach. It's a lot of crazies there. He said Windsor is at the bottom of Baldwin Hills. See, I didn't know that. I don't think they told me that, but now I know. But yeah, I went to Venice Beach, and we walked from Venice Beach all the way to Santa Monica Pier. That I put my watch on. I turned my watch on and said, I'm gonna clock these miles today. And good thing I did, because the walk from Venice Beach to Santa Monica Pier was about a 2.5 mile walk. That was a long walk. That was a long walk from Venice Beach to Santa Monica Pier. But we made it. And then once we got to Santa Monica Pier, then we took the scooters back. And believe it or not, that was my first time getting on one of those motor scooters. I never got on one of them because I never needed to. Got on one of those motor scooters and just kept on going, and kept riding all the way, to the other end, because we refused to walk another 2.5 miles back, because that 2.5 mile walk was about a damn probably almost an hour of a walk. Pivot Shot said, they used to say that Baldwin Hills was the Black Beverly Hills. It still is. Like, if you go to Baldwin Hills, it's mainly black people that's there. Actually saw a black couple, a man and his wife. The black man, he had scrubs on, so I'm guessing he works in the medical field, literally coming out of one of those nice homes, I guess, to go into work, kiss his wife goodbye, and just kept it moving. But yeah, we took those scooters back, and then we left the beach. We was probably there for about an hour or so. Then after that, we had to drive to pick up somebody else, because we went to this place called Frankensons. Frankensons is basically, if you're into like gaming, anime, or like cards like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And video game stuff like that, it's almost like a swap meet for that. It's almost like a Comic-Con. That's what it kind of reminded me of. And we went there, and then that's when I had the first experience of dealing with some LA traffic. Was right there, because a trip that should have taken us a good 30 minutes took us about an hour because of that traffic going there. So we went there, went and walked around. I'm not really into anime like that, but the people that I was with are. So we just walked up in every aisle. But it was interesting to see, because I think that Frankenstein spot, I think it used to be a Toys R Us. I'm not sure if it wasn't once, but I think it used to be a Toys R Us. You said, is LA traffic bad? Hell yes, it is, especially during rush hour. My suggestion to you is, if you're going to LA and you're driving to, if you're like going to your GPS, like say Google Maps or something like that, and look at the colors of the time. If the color of the time is green, you're good. If it's orange, moderate traffic. But if it is red, just know you're going to run into a lot of traffic. One thing I made sure to do was to go out at times when I know the traffic was clear. But sometimes you just couldn't avoid it. Like that, I couldn't avoid because it was rush hour. So you said what freeway was it on? I-10. And when I kept thinking about I-10, I kept thinking I-10 by 10 from Johnson Family Vacation. That's all I kept thinking about was from that movie. Yes, I was on the I-10. And yes, the traffic was that bad. On that one particular day it was. So we went to Frankenstein's, walked around a little bit. Then we got a little bit hungry because it is, it's still my birthday. So I got taken out for the first time ever to Korean barbecue. I had Korean barbecue for the first time. And when I tell you that shit was fire, I would go again. I would go again. He said LA traffic is similar to New York traffic. I said that LA is like the New York of the West in a lot of ways, traffic being one of them. But we went to have Korean barbecue, and that food was so good, especially that salad that they gave us. And I think it was because of the dressing. That dressing was so good. It had a bit of a tang to it, a little bit of spice to it, but it was really good. And with the food, we had garlic chicken, we had the brisket, and I think it was 2 other meats, but I can't think of what the other 2 meats were. I can't think. Yvette, I can't remember the name of the restaurant. I can't remember the name of it. I forgot what name. I wish I remembered it. If I was to hear it or see it, I would know exactly what it is. I know that the place we went to is next to a bank, a big bank, because it was somewhere down. It was like somewhere in the city. It wasn't like in a residential neighborhood. You're right, Yvette. There's so many there. So yeah, after we did that, that day was pretty much done. After that, we went back to I had went back to the hotel. So now here we are on Thursday. I'm literally taking you through the days. Here we are on Thursday. Now at this point, Jody from Jody's Corner is feeling better. So now he's taking over as, I guess you can say, my tour guide for the day. Because like I said, it's like I was getting passed around to different members of the league, which I'm very appreciative of because they really showed me a good time. So now he's feeling better, and now here we are on Thursday. What happened on Thursday? I know some stuff happened on Thursday. Thursday is when I officially got introduced to, no, that was Friday. What was Friday? And shout out to everybody wishing me a happy belated birthday. I really, really do appreciate it. This was one of the best weeks of my life. This is one of the best birthday weeks I've ever had. Hope, definitely won't be the last. And speaking of traffic, do y'all know that Boston, Massachusetts has the worst traffic as of 2021? Because they based it on time. And they said that people in Boston literally have 150 hours of congestion every single week. They are the #1 in America for the worst traffic. LA is #2. DC, I think it was #3. LA, believe it or not, was #6. It wasn't even in the top 5. I know Baltimore was in there somewhere. Atlanta's definitely in there. New York is in there as well. But yeah, Boston has the #1 worst traffic congestions in America. Damn, I'm trying to remember what happened. See, now I got to go and look through my stories or through my images to find out what did I do on Thursday. Hopefully I have Thursday in here. And from the looks of it, I do not. I forgot what I did on Thursday. But yeah, Yvette, that shocked me. That shocked me. When I had saw that, and I actually got confirmation on that from somebody in one of the chats who was from Boston. They said they would have to leave home at like 5 something in the morning just to get to school by 8 o'clock. That's how bad the Boston traffic is. So that was my confirmation right there. I cannot remember for the life of me what happened on Thursday. So I'm gonna just kind of like jump ahead to Friday. If I remember it, I'll come back to Thursday because some stuff did. Oh, I know what happened on Thursday. It came back to me. Like I remembered it. On Thursday, this more so happened in the evening because Thursday was Cinco de Mayo. and we found that out the hard way. So we went out and we was going down to Hollywood because we was going to go to this place called the Cabo Cantina. Nope, let me revert it back. Let me go back. Thursday was Doctor Strange. We went to the movies to go see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness at this place in LA. And the movie was pretty good. Y'all saw my review. Me and Jody did a review on my channel, so I don't have to go into how I feel about the movie because we laid it out on that video. Then after that, we went back to the studio, reviewed it. We did 2 reviews for his channel, then 1 on mine. And then after that, we left and went down to Hollywood and then went to this place called the Cabo Cantina. That was not happening in Hollywood. It was so many people out there. It was just literally it was just a cluster of people. And it didn't dawn on us why it was so crowded like that on a Thursday. And it's because it was Cinco de Mayo. And it didn't hit us that day was Cinco de Mayo because we wasn't thinking about it. So we ended up leaving Hollywood because that was a bus, and that was my first time going through Hollywood. So I wasn't even able to walk through Hollywood. I mean, they offered if I wanted to, but I really didn't want to because there was too many people. So we just rolled through there. So that was my quick glance at Hollywood was in that moment right there. After that, we just found another one in Santa Monica. We went down to Santa Monica and went to the one there. That one was crowded, but it wasn't as crowded. And they got me a drink for my for my birthday. And I ended up getting this cup. It was a tall cup, and it was a strawberry margarita. That was my first time having it. That shit tastes just like juice. And I always tell people, if you get an alcoholic drink where it tastes like juice and you don't really taste the alcohol like that, that shit might sneak up on you. So you got to be real easy or real careful on how you drink that and not like drink it all at once because it'll catch up with you. But that shit was so good. That shit was fire. And that was recommended to me by one of the people that was there. Because like y'all know, I don't drink like that. So when people ask me what I want to drink, I'm the one that looking at the menu for a long time trying to figure out what I'm gonna get because sometimes I wouldn't know what to get. I'm not a drinker. So it is what it is. That was my first time really having a drink in a while. Like I told you, I only drink when it's an occasion, and that was an occasion. So after we left there, we went to a taco truck, and we had got I think it was and someone will correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was called an alambre. Pivot Shot said, did I like the Santa Monica Venice area? I did. The weather was nice. That's the perfect part. It wasn't hot. Like the weather last week was perfect. It was in the 70s, low 80s all week. It wasn't humid or anything. It did get cool at night. So the people who think that you can go to California and it doesn't get cold at night, that's a lie. It can get cool at night. Maybe not as cold on the East Coast, but it can get cool out there for Californians. But we went into this taco truck and I got something called an alambre, which is basically meat and it has peppers and cheese on it, and you scoop it up with the tortilla and eat it like a taco. That was really good. So that was pretty much our day. After that, I went back to the hotel. Now here we are on Friday, which of course was 2 days ago. So Friday, I pretty much chilled with Jody the entire day. He took me to a vast amount of Mexican spots. It's a lot of Mexican spots in California. So if you like authentic Mexican food, you're gonna love it. I'm talking about they got the trucks, they got the little small mom and pop shops, and they have like the main spots out there with like the King Tacos of the world. So we went and got this burrito and this taco from this spot. I forgot the name of it, and we got something called a Jamaica. Now, at first glance, you're going to call it a Jamaica because it's spelled just like Jamaica, but it's pronounced Jamaica. And it's a purple drink. It kind of reminds you of Kool-Aid, but it's very sweet. So what he did was he watered it down so that it wouldn't be like I wouldn't get a sugar rush. But it was still good either way. That shit was good. If I was to find a place out here that had that, I would go out there and just get that. But it was good. It's called a Jamaica. Jonathan said, did you see Nikki Parker in Santa Monica? No, Nikki Parker has since graduated since then. She is no longer there. But yeah, we went there and got that. Then we just drove around some more. Then that's when he took me to Watts. We went to Watts, and then we went to Compton, and then we went down Fig. Now, anybody who lives in LA who hears the streets Fig or Figueroa, because that's the whole name, Figueroa, knows exactly what street that is. And in case y'all don't know, Fig is where all the prostitutes are at. Fig is where the prostitutes are at least in that first part of Fig, that first opening section of Fig. And we saw probably about 4 of them during the day. So I can imagine how many there are at night. And these weren't your run down looking prostitutes. Like, these looked like Instagram models. Like, they actually had some body to them. Like, they weren't sloppy looking at all. Did I go to Watts Tower? I don't think I went to Watts Tower. I didn't go to Watts Tower because they would have told me that was Watts Tower. But yeah, I saw about 4 of them literally walking the beat, like walking the stroll in the middle of the day. And there are several motels around, so you already know what that means. So after we like went through Fig and everything like that, we kept on going and we went past the Crypto.com arena, which of course we know used to be the Staples Center right there. And then that's when he took me to Skid Row. Now, the reason why I don't have any pictures from that day is because I left my phone in the studio because I had the charge, it was almost dead. But going down Skid Row, I'm glad that I didn't have my phone, because just looking at that, it just makes you reflect and realize how fortunate and blessed you really are. Just, when you're looking at something like that. Like, I'm talking about people literally in tents all up and down the street on multiple streets. Skid Row is just not just one street. It's multiple streets. People in tents, homeless, maybe have their kids with them. We saw some people who are clearly strung out on drugs in the middle of the street. It's really sad to look at. It's really hard to look at, especially when you see that most of the people on Skid Row are black. Most of the people on Skid Row are black people. It was really hard to look at. But we also went down the fashion district, which is basically where a lot of people buy their fabric. Like, a lot of fashion designers where they import a lot of those fabrics that people design dresses and stuff for, and make clothes. We saw that because that's down near Skid Row. Then we ended up going to King Taco, which is like one of their premier Mexican spots in LA, and that line was long too. It almost reminded me of the In-N-Out line. And we got some sopes, which is basically this flat bread that has refried beans on it, and lettuce, meat, feta cheese. And I think you can put sauce on it as well. We got that, and another Jamaica. Like I told you, that thing almost got a stranglehold on me, is that damn Jamaica. I'm going to be like, the next time I go out to LA, I'm going to get that Jamaica. But yeah, and then after that, we went to the P.O. box because I did send the league something that I was desperately trying to get to them for the longest. And then we went back to the studio and just pretty much chilled there until we ended up having the Friday stream on Jody's Corner, which is up right now if you want to go and see it. If you haven't seen it already, it's a pretty lengthy stream. But just talked about different things. And the gift that I gave them was a bottle of mumbo sauce. Now, anyone from the DMV area knows how much of a staple mumbo sauce actually is. We went, I got that homemade from a black-owned business and sent it to them, and they were very appreciative of it. So much, in fact, that they ended up right there on the stream ordering some chicken from Church's, like a bucket of chicken, and they all tried it for the first time, and they enjoyed it to the fact that not only did they put it on their chicken, but they put it on their other food items as well. That's how I knew I had them. And Jody said, he liked it. He said he wished he had one with a little bit more spice. I said, I'm glad you said that, because the company that I ordered it from, they have the mild and they have the spicy. So now that I know that and I have his P.O. box, I can send him out the spicy version. And here's the kicker. This company also has a jug version as well. So I might send them that as well. Because when I tell you that by the time we finish eating that chicken, this is like the size of the bottle right here. That bottle was almost halfway gone by the time they finished eating that chicken. All I saw was that bottle just be passed around and pouring on, pouring on, pouring on. So now they've all, tasted mumbo sauce for the first time, and they loved it. You see, some people who buy food just looking at put mumbo sauce. I'm one of those people. I said when it comes to mumbo sauce, I don't have to have chicken because I'll put it on anything. I've been known to put mumbo sauce on my toast. I've eaten it with rice. I put it on my mac and cheese. It's that good. It's just that the staple thing to do is to eat it with chicken. But yeah, that's how it is. And also in that same stream, I had went to the restroom and I'm noticing it getting real quiet. So I opened up the door to come out of the restroom, and all of a sudden they put on the smoke, they had the balloon, and then they had the birthday song playing. They got a cake made for me. Now here's how it worked. They basically had asked me what would Jody prefer as far as what kind of cupcakes do I like or whatever, because they're trying to get Jody's getting some cupcakes or something. I forgot what the scenario was, and I said red velvet. So not knowing what was about to happen, because this was a couple of days ago, I come out of the bathroom, they're singing happy birthday and whatnot, and there's a cake right there on the table that says happy birthday Torian Rain, may the 4th be with you. And on that it was a Mandalorian themed cake, so you had Mando on there with Grogu, aka Baby Yoda. So they said I could have the first slice, of course, naturally, because it's my birthday. So I cut the slice, and what was it? Red velvet. So I said, oh, so that's why you was asking me about the red velvet. It wasn't for Jody, it was for me the whole time. I said that was good because I didn't suspect it. I didn't think nothing of it. Wanda, you said you're gonna have to look for that sauce. If you are not in the DMV area, you're probably not gonna find it because that sauce really does not go past this area. Unless they sell that capital city mambo sauce in the stores, which most likely if they do, you'll only will find it in Wally World. But other than that, you're probably not going to find it anywhere. Just being honest. They're probably gonna look at you like, what is mambo sauce? But yeah, so yeah, they had because one of the people that was there, they work at a store and they got the cake made. It had fondant on it. It was they had fondant and frosting, and then we ate the cake and they had chocolate chip ice. I know, cookies, and I think it was chocolate chip ice cream. And in that cake, that man, red velvet is one of my favorite cakes. I know what a lot of people say is more like chocolate with red food coloring, but I don't care. I still like it. Red velvet is one of my favorite cakes in the world. Period, point blank, hands down. Then after that, we just completed doing the show, and that was pretty much it. And that was pretty much my whole trip. And after that, I went back to the hotel, packed. Now here's the thing that got me. I left the studio. I'm halfway back to the hotel. I'm on the freeway. Then I realized I forgot something. I said, wait a minute, my charger's not here. My phone charger. Remember, I told you I had to charge my phone. I left the charger at the studio. I said, oh shit. I had to pull over to the side, put my emergency lights on, call Jody and said, look, I got to come back to the studio because I left my charger. Mind you, I'm on the freeway. So I had to pull over to the side. Thank God it's not the middle of the day with traffic. So I had to pull around and literally go all the way back to the studio and get the charger. Something that should have been a 30, maybe a 20-something minute trip turned into almost an hour trip because I left my charger. And then after that, I turned all the way back around and then go back to the hotel, pack what I needed to pack. And then yesterday, out of there. So that was pretty much my whole trip in a nutshell. I know some things that I'm probably forgetting because, like I said, a lot of stuff happened, but I just wanted to point out the stuff that I do remember. And that was pretty much the stuff that I do remember when it comes to that trip. But let me go ahead and read some of these comments. I'm seeing people saying red velvet is their favorite. Eric Isaac said, I'm glad that you enjoyed your trip. Joy said, T asked me on completely ignored. Was it something I said? I see him no longer a mod. Oh, I didn't know that you weren't a mod anymore. I can always go back and make you one. because I don't remember taking you off. Let me go and fix that now. I wasn't trying to ignore you, Joy, but I was just going through my story, and if I kept looking over the comments, I would have got distracted. Yvette Chris said, "Oh yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. I was there when Dave Chappelle got attacked on stage. Now I said I'm not going to do a video about it. I'm going to save that for my live stream. But like I said on Jody's Corner on Friday, we actually talked about on Friday we talked about that. But yes, I was there. The week last week when it happened, I was there when that happened. Yep, I was not there at the event, but I was in the city when it happened. Let me put it like that." Tia says, "Sorry to hear about blacks on Skid Row, but I can't help but wonder if it's an experiment going on with the homeless." I don't know. It's a real sad sight to see, though. It's really emotional, though. Like, if you're an emotional person, you would probably be riding around just crying or probably going or dodging it all completely not to see it. Let's see. What's up, Naj? He says, "You were in my city." Yes, I was. Yes, I was in your city for a week. And I can't wait to go back out there and I can't wait to go back and hopefully sometime in the near future. Hopefully, it doesn't take a whole year for me to get out there because I wanted to go to the theme. I said the next time I go out there, I want to go to the theme parks, especially knowing that out there the theme parks are open all year. At least Magic Mountain is. I looked that up. They said they are open 365 days. So I definitely want to go back out there and go to the theme parks because I am a roller coaster fanatic. In case y'all did not know, I love roller coasters. If you go to an amusement park with me, you're going to have a good time. And to find out that Magic Mountain is only an hour away, about 45 minutes to an hour away, that's close. That's way closer than I thought it would be. And out in LA, well, out in California, they have Universal Studios, City Walk, Magic Mountain, Knott's Berry Farm, Legoland for the families, and it's another park I'm losing track of. It's another one. Pivot Shot. He said, "What did I see this time that I plan to see next time?" Well, I plan the next time I want to go out there. If I do go out to Hollywood, I will love to actually walk the strip instead of just driving by it. So I do, want to see that. But I covered a lot of ground. I think I didn't go to Manhattan Beach because the thing is, if I had left yesterday they had some kind of an event at a comic book shop that they had planned around me, but I didn't know that was going to happen. They were kind of upset that I chose to leave on a Saturday instead of waiting an extra day to leave today. But like I said, listen, I'm going back out there. You said check out the mountains. It's funny you say that because the hotel I was staying at, if you open up the curtain, in the background, you can see the mountains clear as day. As a matter of fact, when I was in Baldwin Hills, I actually was able to see the Hollywood sign. You kind of had to squint to see it, but you could see it. I also would like to go to Runyon Canyon and just walk the trail, or walk it. Running might be a bit much, but I want to walk the trail, the Runyon Canyon Trail, which is a famous trail in California where a lot of people go to work out at or get their cardio in. It says Z-Man Reloaded. It says, "I never knew you made videos. You popped up in my feed." Yeah, I've been making videos for quite some time, but welcome. Yvette, yes, I would like you to go to Universal Studios. As a matter of fact, that's what they were planning on taking me to over there yesterday if I stayed there an extra day. He said, "Mr. Riz, if you go to Six Flags ready to be profiled, I will pass on that." He said Manhattan Beach has the beach that was taken from the black family. Oh yeah. The Bruce family, that beach, but they got it back. I know that they got it back. Unfortunately, they didn't have a hold on to it for so many years because they did take it from them. But yeah, they got it back. Bruce Beach. Yep, that's the name of the beach. But I'm glad they did win that. There's a lot of history that unfortunately lost a lot of revenue because it was taken from them. But I'm sure, like all states, it's in good hands. But yeah, I had a really good time out there. I had a really good time in LA. I can't wait to go back. I don't know when I'm gonna go back. I don't know if I'm gonna go back this year or wait till again next year. But I don't want to like go around my birthday like I did this time. I want to go around like a different time, maybe like an earlier spring time or whatever the case may be. Because I can't see myself going out to LA twice in the same year. That's just me. But yeah, that's pretty much the recap of my trip. Now, one thing I wanted to do was give an announcement of my videos. How did y'all like, first, before I even announce this, how did y'all like the structure of my videos this week? As y'all know, usually I do 3 videos a day, but this week I did 1 video a day. Nothing on Sunday because that was a travel day, but Monday through Friday was 1 video a day. I didn't do any videos yesterday because I was traveling again, but I came on here to do this live stream because I wanted to recap my trip. So this is like my 1 video. So how did y'all like that? What's going on, Tony? How did, and appreciate it, Kevin, for the happy belated birthday wishes. How did y'all like that 1 video a day structure? I just want to know. Hack Sign said it was solid. Because there's a reason why I'm asking that, and it's a reason why I did that too. Well, 2 reasons. One of them y'all already know, because I didn't want to do 3 videos a day and be bombarded by it while I was out there. 1 was enough. But the reason why I did that is because another reason is because I looked at my analytics and it was saying that the best time for me to upload daily is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which of course is 2 p.m. over there. And from Monday through Saturday, on Sunday it says 3 p.m. So this is what I'm gonna start doing going forward based on that. And then it was a test run to see how the views would look, and the views were pretty good. Starting today and going forward, you will get 1 video daily. The video will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Pacific. 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. On Sunday, the video will be uploaded at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 2 p.m. Pacific and 12 p.m. Pacific. That'll be the structure. Now, when it came to the live stream, at least on this channel, it says when I go live on a Friday, which is the days y'all know I go live, it's best that I go live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Pacific. I might do the same thing on the other channel as well, since these channels are linked. So I might do the same thing on that channel as well with the live stream. So that'll be the new schedule going forward. And I actually love this because then I don't have to work as hard. That actually takes a lot of weight off of me, where I can record as many videos as I want. And all I'm doing is just putting 1 here and then 1 there and 1 on this day and 1 on that day. And whatever top, and then it actually opens up rooms for me to discuss a lot more topics on my live streams on Friday. Like I've already started developing a list. Like I told you, I'm gonna talk about the Dave Chappelle thing on Friday instead of doing that as a video on its own. I easily could, but I'm not. But then some other topics as well. So that'll be the new schedule going forward. And I know a lot of people are not in this chat right now, not watching the stream, so I'm gonna type it up in the community tab as well. So I know everybody's going to see that. But that's pretty much going to conclude the stream. I don't want to drag it out any more than I need to. I just wanted to come on here and give y'all a recap of my trip, say how it was, how I enjoyed myself. Like LA owes me nothing. Shout out to the people that were my tour guides this week. Y'all were a huge, y'all know exactly who you are. Shout out to each and every one of you. Tia D says, were there any good museums or historical attractions? If I was able to make it out to Manhattan Beach, that would have been a historical attraction for me. Unfortunately, I didn't make it out there, but that's why I'll be going out there again to hopefully cover, what I missed. But I'm sure that there definitely was. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, mothers, grandmothers, sisters, aunts, female cousins, all of that, who have given life and are doing the nurturing thing with their child or with their children. With that being said, I'm going to end the stream right here. Y'all be blessed, and I'm going to talk to y'all in the next one.